G'day guys and gal. What's this? A topical video instead of a lore video? Majorkill, you can't do that. That's illegal. Listen here matey, if I can write books, make animations and sell hentai, I can shine the light on an important issue a lot of people have missed, which is the cancellation of Death of Hope series by the creator Mark Lewis Spark. The intention of this video is to discuss what happened there and hopefully try to convince Mark to change his mind on the matter. Before we get started, the Homebrew Adventures animation is only days away from launching, so I had a pretty sweet artwork of the meme marine made for me by Luke the Taco. This artwork is available to buy from Displate, along with a collection of other artworks I've commissioned, including this cool Cetra artwork, cause you know Cetra is dope. For those that don't know, Displate is a website that prints artwork on metal canvas, and the quality is outstanding, so use my link below to pick one up if that's what you're into. There's currently a free shipping promotion running. If you're a Warhammer fan and don't live under a rock, you've probably heard of, watched the trailers for, or even seen Death of Hope, a grimdark animation that's set during the Horus Heresy created by Mark Lewis Spark. It was great. The animation was sweet, the models were amazing and super detailed, the voice acting was spot on, and there are a lot of nods and references to old bits of Warhammer lore, and he just really captured the grim darkness of the setting really well. In saying that though, it also wasn't perfect, just like how nothing is really perfect. The sound design was a little off, the plot was confusing, and seemed to omit a few key scenes like how that badass ultramarine looking to be preparing to stage a daring escape, but then we see his armor taken and being worn by an undercover word bearer, which means he's dead, or is he, or is that even his armor? We don't really know what's going on.
But Majorkill, it was the first episode. You aren't expected to know the entire plot in the first episode.
Silence your uneducated mouth, Timmy, before I mutilate your body and hang you above my arena from flesh hooks. The idea of the first episode, or pilot episode of any series, is to set the scene and setting, introduce the characters, and provide a general direction for where the plot is going to go. This episode felt like watching the fourth episode in a series and not knowing what was going on, rather than the first episode. The pacing was also a little slow and unexpected, considering all the trailers we had seen for Death of Hope were hectic battlefields and wars that were turned instead in their own standalone shorts to set the scene, kinda like a prequel episodes. However, these prequel episodes are still listed as trailers, so it's not entirely clear that's their purpose. Now, something that rubbed a few people the wrong way, I personally didn't really have an issue with it, was Mark's attitude towards who the video was for. People interpreted that as, if you don't like this style of Warhammer, you aren't a true fan, which while that wasn't what Mark meant, that's how some people saw it and he didn't communicate his point that effectively. Overall, about an 8 out of 10. Now an 8 out of 10 is a great score. If I go to a bar, which I won't happen for a very long time at this rate mind you, and take home an 8 out of 10, boy am I one happy man. The point I'm trying to make is that when you publish something, whether it be a video or a book or a game or a movie, it doesn't matter how much time, effort, passion and love went into it, it's still not immune from ridicule or criticism, and the very small amounts of criticism Death of Hope has received were not hateful or spiteful, it was valid. They weren't attacking the show and wishing it never existed. Nobody did that. They just pointed out some of the flaws with the intention of future episodes building upon them and earning a 9 or even 10 out of 10. For the record, over 55,000 people thumbs up the first episode, with only 636 people downvoting it. That is a 98.5% approval rating. That kind of approval is amazing. My Doomslayer vs Space Marine animated video has a similar ballpark figure of views, but that only has half the likes Death of Hope got, and 95% upvote compared to his 98.5%. On top of that, there were dozens of comments completely shitting on my video while offering zero constructive feedback. The point I'm trying to make is that Death of Hope was loved by the community. It was good quality, the criticism was very minor, and people are hungry for more. So why has Mark unlisted the video, announced his plans to upload part 2 as an unlisted video to a tiny audience of people, and then completely cancel part 3? Mark recently did a community post where he basically explained his plans for the series. Unlist part 1, announce his intention to upload part 2 as unlisted, and only available to view linked to that community post which no one would see, and part 3 is cancelled. It was very matter of fact. However, in the comments below, Mark replied that he removed most of his social media platforms, and basically said that the reason why he was doing this was because people were criticizing his animation skills, and he wanted to protect people's eyes from his work. He also talks about things going on in his personal life that seems to be related to the current pandemic situations. I'm not going to assume I know what he's talking about because I don't, but it's clearly something that has dampened his mood and is likely contributing towards him having a negative outlook towards himself and his work. Now, back to protect people's eyes from my work quote. Like, mate, stop playing the victim. You have not only allowed the small amounts of negativity to dictate your decisions, but you have actively sought out the negativity and allowed it to break you down. Even without the Rona situation, I feel like this would have happened anyway. As I've said before, Mark is super protective and defensive about his work. He put the small levels of criticism he received under a microscope and made a 46-minute video response on it. The Reddit post he focused on for that negative community feedback was not even the main discussion thread about the video. In the main Reddit thread for the video, all the top comments are really positive. The ones that have criticism in there are totally fair. This guy loves it, but doesn't really get it. And this guy loves the atmosphere, but gets a little bit lost and had problems hearing the audio. If that is what you count as haters, then damn dude, you should see the kind of messages and comments I get. He seems fixated on the issue of the animation as well, from which what I've seen has been barely criticised at all. The number one criticism was the plot and the perceived gatekeeper attitude. Now if Mark was like, look, I'm busy, I need to work, I don't have time for this, then sure, no worries, but that's not the case. He's completing part 2 and uploading it. I can't help but shake the feeling that he's trying to punish his audience to get back at the very small percentage of people that didn't like Death of Hope. And if that's the case, all I can really say is harden the fuck up, dude. Take a step back and look at the numbers. You have millions of people who know of you or have seen your work, hundreds of thousands that have seen multiple videos you have put out, and 75,000 people have subscribed to you with you only really putting out 3 genuine videos. That kind of growth and engagement is a 1 in a million thing, and as a result of this, you're basically saying, fine, if you don't think my work is 10 out of 10, then fuck you, you don't get to see it. Mark is a really passionate guy with a lot of talent and skills, and that's why I'm pissed off. Something that hundreds of thousands of people enjoyed and look forward to are basically being told we didn't do enough to stoke Mark's ego. Now I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but I am, so that's how it comes out. And I want to make it clear that I'm not pissed because I dislike Mark and his work, I'm pissed cause I like it. And something I like is being ruined due to a hypersensitive content creator. To be clear, I am not entitled to Mark's videos, nor should he make videos out of a sense of owing us them. If he cancelled the second part as well, I'd be like, well, you're still being a bitch about it, but fair enough, I can imagine it would suck to put hundreds of hours into something that you didn't want people to see because you were insecure about your animating skills. But the fact is, he is investing those hundreds of hours anyway, and only making it so about 100 people or less will see it. That's just retarded. Mark, I don't know if you'll see this video, but if you do, please relist the first episode and please don't upload the second one as unlisted. You're a talented guy and there are a lot of people who are eagerly awaiting for what you have for us next. If you do choose to go ahead with this plan anyway, then I think you at least owe it to do a short video explaining what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because at the moment, the only way people will actually hear about the Death of Hope is through this video. And if there's one thing I've learnt, no one reads community posts unless they contain a naked picture of yourself. At the end of the day, it's up to Mark with what he wants to do with his own content, but it's clear that the decisions he are making regarding his own work and content is being dictated by negativity. Not negativity coming from the audience, but negativity Mark is putting upon himself. Your videos are good, dude. You know they are good. Everyone says they're good. The numbers say they're good, and the numbers don't lie, so stop pretending they aren't good. You are only a victim of your own attitude, and the only thing holding you back here is yourself. We got you, bro. We want to see some hectic, grimdark 40k that no one else bar you can provide. And that does us for today, guys. Best case scenario is that Mark sees this, has a change of heart, and we can all enjoy Death of Hope together. Worst case scenario, he doesn't listen, and he just does what he's going to do anyway. Worth a shot. Either way, I'll be keeping an eye out for part 2, whether it be public or unlisted. Remember guys, my very own animation that is wildly different to Mark's is premiering this Friday morning for America and afternoon for Europe, midnight for Australia, and I'll be going live after its premiere to chat about it, so get down for that. If you enjoyed the video, want to support the channel and want to see some tits, then Patreon is the place to be. Only $1 gives you access to a massive library of Warhammer hentai, and $10 gives you access to the Majorkill hentai calendar. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the real subscribe button for more critical content. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.